Finishing things on Sanhok is the way it will go down today. It's been 5 games, 2 that started off just like smooth, steady, good PUBG. Then madness came in on the first Miramar, but then it evened out at the end. And the one we just saw then came down to kind of just how individuals would play it out towards the end there, wasn't it? It was inside games, maybe not throwing it away, but just not keeping their wits about you. And I talk about this on all maps, but especially like Miramars and end circles and Sanhok being a smaller map as well. Always look for that sneaky player who's looking to turn things around. Exactly. And all teams should be keeping their eyes open at all times. Never think that your behind is secure just because you came from it.
Never think you have the game just because you have an extra man up if you're not positioning yourself in that way. But the top positions we do see in front of you after these games overall, PG18 with 130. You see their diversion between placement and kill points. Airstation, Mike, even after a 0-point game, they've actually had 2 0-point games in today's 4 games so far, holding on to second place.
Who had 2 0-point games?
Airstation Mike. 2 Wrangle games, yeah.
PG18 had 1. Right?
I think so.
It's quite funny, isn't it, how the top 2 teams can occasionally have these like 0-point games, and yet PG18 still sit as one of our most consistently pointed teams across every single game. Like when you average it out, obviously.
Yeah, of course. Milky Way have kind of dropped down to 4th in the overall standings, but they still have a nice like 17-point advantage ahead of InsideGames, who after a fantastic game and even improvements overall have moved up to 5th overall. But what will Sanhok give us?
Go and predict it then.
It's going to be a southeast circle. And it's going to end up
east circle
outside quarry.
Jeez, you've gone for... I only asked for the first circle. Because it's going to end up outside quarry.
Go hard or go home.
All right.
If I'm wrong for phase 1, I'm going to be wrong for phase 7 or 8 or 9, you know? I'm really nervous now, God.
Yeah, mate, all the pressure's on you. I'm just saying love in life. I don't make these statements. I just say what I would like to happen if it's craziness.
Actually, I'm not talking until it shows up, mate.
All right, well, you continue with that one. I'll wait for this clock to tick down, and I'll wait for all these teams to get to positions they want. Milky Way grabbing up Camp Charlie. Better luck next time. Where is going on with the other 2 players on their team, or are they just on top of each other? No, okay, so Faultlessly and ghostar are at docks. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. You got your circle from yesterday.
Can that still count?
No. But how does that work?
I don't know, man. Okay.
Do you know what? Okay, I'm going to predict that at some point in the next year, PGA team will win another game. Can I have that one then?
Yeah,
like, doesn't work like that.
Oh, man.
So just to point this out, we've got Artix, who is just over on the Western Island, the Southwestern Island, on his own.
Yep.
Faultlessly and ghostar are down at docks. Where the hell is Fate? Ooh, okay. Fate there. We say, where's Fate? He's in with Milky Way. He starts off with a knock onto off-string. Finish him off then. That's just mean.
Off-string was on his own because the rest of Milky Way is down at Camp Charlie and Bantan.
Okay, so they're all over towards the cave. Interesting.
Yeah.
So Fate isn't too far away from his teammate, but Artix is miles away.
And there's also Spiro as well. That I don't know if maybe...
What happened?
I think he might have had a connection issue. That's the only thing I can think of.
Yeah, because the plane was going towards Camp Charlie. Yeah, okay. So for Spiro, that makes sense. The rest of them, I've got no idea what Better Luck Next Time I'm trying to do. Maybe make life harder for yourselves.
Well, you know what?
This circle's not going to be easy. My God.
Well, let's take a look at yesterday. Who came out on top in yesterday's game that was in a similar situation? We had YMCA
and
ELGIGANTEN.
And that's because they got the mountain face, right, where they could funnel teams through and shoot them from up high.
Exactly.
Spiro's going for a swim now. He's come back into it, and he'll desperately try and find a way to join back up with his teammates. Now, there is enough loot around here, at least for him.
Definitely.
So this isn't going to be a problem overall. But it's who he might run into of the Better Luck Next Time players, depending on where they rotate to.
There still is even though the phase 1 circle is heavily occupied by the north west island, there's still a chance that it could go into the mainland on the phase 2 shift. So that's something that the teams will consider. Again, I think it was similar to yesterday as well. So we're seeing the likes of Airstation Mike, who landed around the north side, are kind of possibly might look to bridge, protect against the likes of Unity and InsideGames.
Yeah. Now for Milky Way here, losing a player early on is less than ideal, but you've not had the best day either once again. They're slowly dropping down. You don't want to end the first week on such a negative downhill spiral like these guys have had, considering how strong they started things off with that 29-point game on Erangel day one.
Yep.
Day one, match one, might I add.
So it would be kind of like all the effort from that game would be not wasted, but it's like, what have we done with the guys? Now, not saying that they're low down, but, you know, when you think of what could have been.
Quick mass rotation already kicking off here. They're actually going to potentially drive over towards where Artix and fEJK have now found themselves. And this is the two players of BetterLuckNxTime who are split up. Look at ELGIG this time around. They are not taking any risk from some YMCA players coming up from above and shooting them down. They're not. They know. They realized that this happened last time.
Deja vu.
And they will not fall to the same issues once again.
If I'm not mistaken, deja vu, because last crew yesterday also did.
They also do this every single time. So if it goes over towards Mongnai or Tapmok or anything, they also drive a boat. Yeah. So I think last crew just loved the option to take a boat on Sanhok. And why not? Because it keeps you out of the fights. It keeps you out of danger. You can see what's going on the island and choose which one you want to jump up on top of. But StarLadder this time overextended himself. The Moops have now run over the YMCA players. Sampula on the floor. He's down and out of it as well. And YMCA, you may have got the win on Miramar. You may have had the win here before on Sanhok. But it looks like Moops are going to turn things around for you. They've taken your cliff face and they've said, anything you can do, we can do better.
Hell yeah. We did also see a knockdown by Airstation Mike onto Uni. That kind of bridge camping strategy from Airstation Mike is working out for now, but InsideGames can potentially join in as well and pinch Unity or even turn their attention onto Airstation Mike. All the while, we have Kajuti and Turbo Banani being alert, being aware that team moves are there, and ELGIGANTEN are also around there.
And ELGIGANTEN have been found. Moops taking a few shots off towards them. ELGIG just looking for cover now. As soon as Marcelek popped up, more shots came his way, and he had to drop back down. Using nades here would be pretty difficult because it depends where it gets stuck on the cliff face.
Yeah.
Oh, double. You stood in one place for too long, and KnorkiS, he don't miss shots like that, my friend. The YMCA players might want to try and go for a bit of a revenge play. Remember we saw ELGIG and YMCA help each other out without meaning to help each other out? Well, it could all happen again. As a Nuctive, well, he needs to go for some swimming lessons because he just drowned out.
As Perfectus of Northern Lights. Here's the footsteps. It's the side of the hill.
No.
It's always tough. Tempest have no idea.
He wants the angle. Perfectix starts with this. Oh, no. Perfectix! That is so unlike him. Fluffs so many shots. Luckily, Deep is chiming in, able to do a hell of a lot of damage. Perfectix then comes alive. It's timing, and it's all coming down to the teamwork of these guys. But for some reason, I have no idea why Perfectix chose for that weapon.
Oh, man.
He had such a better spot to shoot from.
Oh, man. Yeah. Wookie Bookie's the only one that's up for Tempest, so it could be a tough game for them. It is outside the circle, as you do see the face, who is kind of centralized, but still most likely going to be a western, northwestern island finish at least.
And for Tempest and Northern Lights, none of you are benefiting from this.
Yep.
Obviously, Tempest have lost players already. Only Wookie is standing strong. But the Northern Lights players are hanging around in the blue, but then we'll have to rotate out. Oh, no. Double fell off. He went splat bang. Face is covered in blood and mud. And surely bullets will come towards him soon if he's not careful. There they come. Yeah. Melbourne gets it.
Well, it wouldn't have even been worth going for the revive, especially if he fell from a high distance. As PG-18, they're hugging the edge of that cliff face, trying to avoid ELGIGANTEN, who have their own pressures themselves. The Phantom did connect on commands on Milky Way. Get eliminated in 16th place. Not a good day for them in the office. They'll have to reset themselves, look back on the VODs, and go into next week with a better thought process.
They had a 10th place Then they had an 11th place, then a 12th place, then a 15th place, and just now a 16th. Yeah. Not a good day for them at all. As Quizzy, he also needs some swimming lessons. He's died out at the same time. Unity in general obviously need to go for swimming lessons. Boys, I'm happy to teach you if you need it. You know where to find me. My new gym over here has a swimming pool. I enjoy it.
Jane Banks swimming lessons.
The Banks Esports swimming lessons. Provided for all PUBG players who want to take the long route to their rotation.
Oh my God. Is it weird that I can picture that though?
Well, there's another thing, right? Double fell off the mountain. Clearly didn't have the right shoes on. You've got to pick those shoes correctly on your character. Anti-slip.
Got to have the hiking boots.
Yep. Good old rock climbing. Why not? Jokes aside.
Example finds the boom. Now just Moon trying to dance away. Hides behind the wall. Why did you jump up and down at that point, man?
I don't think he expected Example to be that far forward pushed up, but this is good for Tornado. This is exactly what they would have wanted. Moon's trying to just crawl away ever so slowly, but he knows his days are numbered. I don't know why Tornado needs to use that many grenades, though. He could have saved a few of them. 3D Max under pressure as well. It's last crew managed to take down Noki. Phantom's just having to run away now. He's completely isolated.
And when you think about it, last crew rotated in the boat. They got onto mainland earlier than 3D Max.
Yeah.
3D Max rotated up from the south across the bridge. Who won that one? For now, last crew. So that is viable, and it's nice to see it work out for last crew, because to be honest, in the group stage, a good few teams did take the boats, and it actually didn't work out for them. This is, in my eyes, the first time we've seen a team really utilize that boat strategy in Sanhok at least.
Yeah, I think it comes down to how the teams try to play it, right? Because if you just jump off the boats and you want to get straight into fights and aggressive, well, look at last crew. They got off the boats about 3-4 minutes ago, maybe. Yeah. And they just waited on the coastline, waited for more teams to die, more fights to happen. They took the information they had and then they act on it. That's the smart way to get it done. Well,
yeah, you said it. And it's the fact that they got into the boat early on. The teams that we saw in the group stage do it, they left it a little bit later. It didn't pay off. But that phase 3 shift, it's gone down south. I think there's going to be a bit of a sigh of relief for these teams, right? Because there's far less water occupied. It's still the mainland, and they can either stay where they are or just reposition a little bit more based on the information they have.
And going back onto that boat thing as well, one thing last crew did is they swing out really far wide.
Yeah.
So they don't sit on, like some teams like to just go around the coastline and even take shots.
True.
But you're such a big risk when you're on the boats that they can just focus fire your boat, blow you all up. So last crew go on the wide rotation round and then come back into the island. They'll take that time knowing that they're not too bothered about the early fights and early kills. They like to come alive. And where have we seen them regularly get placed? Between 4th and 8th is a regular spot for last crew. And that's because they're quite happy to take a 6th place with 3 kills, 6 kills and stuff. They don't need the mad amount of points. But Unity, they certainly need a mad amount of points. Only Snoopy remains. He manages to get one onto TheTab. But the rest of the Jokers aren't anywhere to be seen as of now.
It's only Set that's left standing as far as I know.
Okay, so that gives him a good chance to stay in this for a while. And he's still in the circle, and there's no other teams like trying to push on to Hartin near him. Every time I say that, I always think I said Hartin. Hartin.
Hartin?
Yeah. Rather than Hartim. Lucky there's no players called Tim in this lobby. Yeah, our producer's Tim.
Tim.
Just bully our producer. He'll be so confused.
It's Encelenzo.
Oh, no. They got pinned.
Wow.
And they're down in the south. There's nowhere for them to turn. Yep. Marcelek easily picking up the pieces. ToWzErA just going to wait it out for now.
I actually think it's kind of like the two members of Quick Math. They have the compound, right, and they just kind of exited away from it. Just maybe do a little bit of a scout, and it went against them. Now Northern Knights are realizing this. They had a bit of help from ELGIGANTEN, and they're pushing forward down the south circle compound. What
I like, right, is you see this cliff face we've got.
Yep.
Loads of teams last time ran through the middle of it because the circle started to go towards there. Now Spirum are getting another knock onto a Quick Math player. That leaves only Diggory left alive. But coming back to that mountainside, you can literally pincer teams in there. If the circle goes there, if you're on the sides, then you're just shooting on everyone funneling their way through. How many teams have avoided it this time, and it's not even sure that the circle's going to go there? That spot is all teams around the outside. You've got PG18, 3D Max, ELGIG, MOOPHEUS, and YMCA, and BetterLuckNxTime. None of them are taking that central position. None of them want to fight on there.
As Uni do get taken out in 15th place by Set of Jokers, getting sweet revenge for his teammate being taken out. That's going to be good for Jokers for now. They have no real team around them. Tornado Energy and Wookie Bookie from Tempest as it's shifted, centralized. Man, I love Sanhok.
And YMCA are just standing on top of it still, so they're hoping that it will funnel more teams towards them. And this is the problem, because if you're last crew now, you may just be forced to go through it, because you're not going to go down on this western side where 3D Max are, so you may end up just going through the middle where everyone's on the high ground.
You kind of have to, indeed. And now KnorkiS is able to kind of potentially catch out last crew. Find Jappy from above. The reaction for last crew is going to be imminent to try and get that revive. The grenade is going to be thrown out by KnorkiS.
Oh, that's a great nade. Aka Skills runs into it. Beautiful stuff there. Can he get any more for his time as Mucky still works his way around, rips down below him as well.
Now, 3D Max will have taken note of this and will have heard the shots, so they'll be on a bit more of an alert, and they're up in the kind of, or should I say down in the southwestern side, but they're also dealing with ELGIGANTEN as Hockey just goes down a little bit further. Just going to peek himself around. Also taking care and being aware because he heard the sounds of vehicles from Tornado Energy.
Oh, he can take the shots now, and that's exactly what he does. Unable to connect too many yet, though. Does hit one onto Melman. He needed them first few shots to connect straight away in order to try and take the challenge. Hawkey and Kadoran are playing this very well, both off the side of the cliff faces, and they're moving back when they need to. Mucky's still down below, though, and he wants to try and take this challenge, but a nade could be coming out towards him, and Hawkey's just going in for the spray down. Mucky has nowhere to look, nowhere to turn, but he's somehow still alive. Out in the open, he eventually goes. And Hawkey's not done yet. He's seen where Rip's coming from. He'll be able to pass that information on to his teammate, and that's exactly who Kadoran is looking for.
All the while, quick math did get taken out at the hands of ELGIGANTEN. It was always tough. They did lose a couple of members early on, and then with Northern Knights putting pressure on them, they got the third kill, and then ELGIGANTEN picking up the pieces.
And the whole time this has been going on, Tornado have managed to creep up further. Hawkey sees him close range, and he's aware that they can now get on the cliff face themselves. Yep. Hawkey has to be able to do something about this. Kadoran's helping him out, but YMCA, they're also coming into this. It seems these teams are able to make the magic happen just in the nick of time, and Tornado, they thought they got up there, but instead they got knocked straight back down.
Oh, it's part of the reason why these teams and players don't like Sanhok, the third party shining through, and YMCA helping Team MOOPHEUS. And now this shift, it's gone to the east. InsideGames, they're still 4-man strong. They're just outside the circle, but they have to cross the road. BetterLuckNxTime, they're actually together as a 4-man team in the center of the circle.
Oh, Hawkey finds Rip eventually. Last crew out in 12. Jokers could be following quickly behind him as the set is taking damage from the circle.
But he could actually go in. Yeah, okay, he's healing up. He's going to get into the circle. And when you look at his position, he's only got Wookie Bookie. Airstation Mike are looking down south. They have no idea where either Wookie Bookie or Set is. We could see Set and Wookie Bookie put a lot of damage onto Airstation Mike.
PG18's recurrently sees this. Starts off strong, gets the first, but that's not going to be enough. A good effort, but it could have just been all avoided had they checked around the corner. Now Furix and Phantom will just die out to the zone, and Solar, well, where's he going to go? He's got a long run ahead of him, going to heal himself up. But has he got enough to deal the damage to get him all the way around the sides and keep him alive?
I don't think so. He can't. He's pinched. He can try and make his way through, but time is of the essence. He's now going to try to make his way, but he's not exactly 100% health. He's going to take a little bit of that tick damage, but actually, no. Maybe he's done enough, but he's still got to be alert because Northern Knights are there right in front. Is Wookie Bookie looking fine. ToWzErA knocks him down. Now going to peek back down as YMCA Esports are eliminated in 11th place. He gets the confirmed kill onto ToWzErA. Now Fake turns around. This is why I said Wookie Bookie could do a lot of hurt onto Airstation Mike. He's taken one down. Grenade is going to nearly connect. Doesn't quite onto Fake.
Fake's like, where did that come from? What is going on?
Oh, man.
I was so confused for him there. Even he probably thought he was dead. Jazza able to land some nice shots onto Wookie, and that will see Tempest out in 9th.
Now that puts Airstation just the 2 players left. That's Fake and Jazza. We saw Jazza. He's currently at the as of the start of today. He was on top of the kill feed as KnorkiS with the grenade finds 2 members of Team Moves who get taken down just like that. ELGIGANTEN, who performed very strongly in this Sanhok game yesterday in a similar setting, continuing it with today's performance. Getting a bunch of kills so far. Still 4 men strong, along with the likes of BetterLuckNxTime and Northern Lights as Yubica gets knocked down by ghostar. Another kill by ELGIGANTEN.
Now, Elgig, they saw success on Sanhok before. This time they have 4 alive. Last time they had 2 players taken out by YMCA very early on. Deez, he sees so much here, but he's not going to react on it. He's trying to avoid being seen himself. He's actually going to try... Did he try loot then?
No way.
I swear that just came up with level 3 military vests as well. He's snaking it up. He's working his way forward. Anything he does from here is huge. 10 kills up for ELGIGANTEN. They're not done yet. The blue's coming in. D's trying to work his way around. Now he has to move fast. That damage is heavy, but he could do so much from this position. This is so key. He's going to come around the side. No one's spotted him out just yet. D's is living the dream.
He's like a ninja right now. Just proning, waiting, crouching, trying to heal up, but he's still being pinched a little bit more by the blue zone. He's going to have to get off that rock face, not before being spotted by KnorkiS. That's going to be PG18 taken out in 7th place. We have 6 teams left and 16 players. InsideGames, they have 3 players up. BetterLuckNxTime, they are still a full squad, as are ELGIGANTEN. And Northern Lights, they have 3 players.
6 teams left within it. Good position from Perfectix. Finds himself 1. Still so much more to do from here, though. This is not an easy fight. Not at all. Continues to get it done. He's just on point. He hears him. He sprays him down. Airstation Mike out in 6th. But honestly, Northern Lights, they're in such a good spot now.
That was really good play coming out from Northern Lights. Taking out 2 members of ELGIGANTEN just like that. In a matter of seconds, Aspire does go down to the blue zone. ELGIG are eliminated in 5th place. Northern Lights putting in the work in on this map, as Deep is just left standing because Perfectix did go down and will most likely lose his life. I don't think Deep can actually get down off that mountaintop without either getting knocked down or losing a lot of his health. The circle shifted in direction of BetterLuckNxTime as we are down to 3 teams.
Yeah, the best thing Deep can do is do some damage on his way down, but instead he gets picked off. Northern Lights are out in 3rd place, but a respectable effort from them. Last 2 teams, InsideGames with 3, BetterLuckNxTime with 4. BetterLuckNxTime not engaged in many of the fights, but that nade does a hell of a lot of damage. Zampeek straight away. Oh no, it's not going to work. Zampeek forced to hide behind a tree. It comes in, the damage is too much, and InsideGames, they're just going to allow themselves to die out to the zone. They know BetterLuckNxTime will be benefiting from those kills, but instead they'll only walk away with 1. A 1-kill game and a win for BetterLuckNxTime. It's better than nothing considering they're down in 16th place, but that was so smart from InsideGames to say, you're not catching us.
Nope.
See you later. We'll fade away into the background. Yeah, you're just going to chill. And BetterLuckNxTime, they had the better position. They had great spots to fight from there. So
I think that's the lowest chicken dinner win we've had in the final stage. Before that, it was Airstation Mike.
2,
Miramar. So now BetterLuckNxTime. It's still all the points that they need, right? It's exactly what they want. It was clever play initially when they dropped right. We saw them in a kind of a 2-1-1 split. And it was like, what the hell are you doing, guys? They rotated in. They avoided all the action. They let all the teams around them kind of take each other out. They got into a compound. And yes, they had a bit of luck with the circle shifting in their favor. But they still made it count with the chicken dinner.
11 points, though. is not exactly what they needed off that win. I understand taking the win, but there's a point where you should maybe get more aggressive. They heard multiple shots around them, maybe try and take the fight forward. But I'm guessing they might have not had that confidence they needed. And that's the problem, right? You have to be able to say, now is our time to strike and all go as a unit.
If it was other teams that are more passive, like let's say YMCA, I would agree. But I know that BetterLuckNxTime can frag out that they are generally an aggressive team. In the group stage, they had one of the highest differences between placement points and kill points. So I know that they can get it done. But for a team...
Sorry, it's just because the nade ghostar was trying to land, like, you can't predict that bounce. Nope. And AK Skills was trying to run away and was like, nope, I've just followed the grenade. Sorry, I stopped you fully in there because it was just such a crazy nade.
No, just to kind of finish that, you know, considering how low down BetterLuckNxTime, that they just needed the confidence of a chicken dinner that they can go into next week going, okay, we can get that placement finish. Let's try and find a balance.
And that's what it's all about. That was huge from Wookie as well to even be able to get that one, but it was a little bit short-lived. They were ready for him from this point. Deez as well, he's going to get my Sneaky Player of the Day award because he was just right behind all of Elgig as they were racking up so many kills. And he's just like, okay, I'll move forward. Okay, I'll wait it out. And he's like, even just the whole situation for him should have never been possible.
Yeah. The snakes were strong in this Sanhok game.
Yeah.
Like, look at Perfected's play. Got one member down, turned around, pre-fired, got the second member of ELGIGANTEN. On one hand, you could say that ELGIGANTEN shouldn't have done that. They should have disengaged. But on the other hand, it was still really well played by Perfectix.
Look at that from ELGIGANTEN. 15 points total, 12 kills off of 5th place, and you still hit number 1. That is what you're talking about.
And then Northern Lights getting 8 kills with 5 placement points, giving them 13 in total. And InsideGames, great balance between placement and kill points, getting 10 in total. And the fact that they did not give those points over to BetterLuckNxTime.
No.
Just very clever.
Very clever indeed. And a fair amount of damage coming out from Marcelek. You remember, he was up top for the longest time, shooting down on all the teams coming in front of him. MOOPHEUS and Northern Lights will be up there with ghostar and Perfectix, 5 and 5 apiece. Some 4s in there from ghostar and Phantom, and Marcelek chiming in with the thirds, and the thirds continue on downwards. But look at all the damage from ELGIGANTEN compared to Northern Lights there. Just absolute beast mode. But despite all that damage, they weren't always picking up the kills.
No, they weren't indeed. And there's kind of nothing wrong with that when you can still get 12 kills and when, you know, it's still a huge chunk of points. And Elgig, they needed a good result to end the week. They'd been struggling a tiny bit. Again, showing signs every now and again, but it's that lack of consistency that does worry me at times as we head into next week.
And this is the most funniest head-to-head I've seen in a long time. 1 place, 11 match points, 1 kill, 363 damage. And then 8th place, 8 kills, nearly 1,500 damage and 9 match points.
It's kind of like, it's when you look at two students in a classroom where one person is just kind of naturally intelligent and doesn't have to do any of the work and gets like an A, and then the person that does like all the work has to spend hours studying and still only gets a B+. You know, it's like
that is a good analogy of that, certainly. Now, anyone watching still on Twitch chat, that BetterLuckNxTime logo, screenshot it, clip it, send it to PUBG. I want that in the game. We need that somewhere. Yep. We need that as a use for everyone who plays PUBG. Every time you get a kill, bam, BetterLuckNxTime. PG-18, though, they're going to have 1 point further ahead of Airstation Mike after that one. Not too bad at all, things considered. But Airstation Mike certainly closed the gap, and Team 3D Max aren't too far away behind them. Our top 3 teams are starting to stretch their legs a little bit.
They definitely are, as I said, like Milky Way. They were part of that team, that set of 3 that were stretching their legs, but they had a bad day indeed. They get closer to the likes of InsideGames. Still, you know, 7 points, but then it drops down and it does start to get closer. LG got 105, Quick Math at 98, YMCA at 94, and then as it gets closer down, Last Crew, Jokers, Tornado Energy, very close together.
Hey, not a bad day, all things considered. Our first day of 5 matches, and we get PG-18, Tempest, Airstation Mike, YMCA Esports, and BetterLuckNxTime as your winners. The first 2 games being on Erangel, the next 2 on Miramar, and finally the BetterLuckNxTime win for Sanhok that you just saw.
Might have been the chicken dinners, but there's definitely a lot more stories told as far as the
Oh, hell
point
yeah.
standings.
Yep.
Some teams really standing out, getting the kills, asserting their dominance, and just looking more dangerous.
And this is only the beginning of the final stage, ladies and gentlemen. This is week 1 of our final stage, and we still have so many more games to come your way. 21 games in total. And there is still so much to happen. What you see there in them standings can literally be ignored potentially if everything always chops and changes. We'll work at what teams can make improvements and all of that jazz going into next week, but we are done for now. Thank you so much for kicking it with us as always. Myself, James Banks, and Cormac, Mr. Imperium. Love delivering you all the PUBG action across the board. But one thing you guys shouldn't forget is Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, PUBG Europe League is taking place, where if you can't get quite enough of PUBG, well, it's 7 days all around the world. Lots of action coming your way. Don't miss out on any of it, and we will see you back on Monday. Have a great time, guys.